been a whirlwind. I mean, I just lived in California, Vegas my whole life, and just coming out here and just experiencing the weather and just the whole different changes being in college and having responsibility. It's a big change. But I'm enjoying it though. I mean, I'm busy every day. I mean, I get up early as possible in the morning, go and lift, and then it's off to classes, it's off to meetings, it's off to tutors, it's extra work, it's throwing, it's so much thrown at me right now, but I'm enjoying the process and I'm loving it here.
Great. First question comes from Stephen Brooks.
Hey, Katin, good to talk to you here. I hope everything's going well. I wanted to ask you about like last year a little bit. So you commit and you sort of, my words, but you sort of become this fan favorite in terms of the recruiting class, and there's a lot of buzz and hype about you. And then the team goes out and wins 11 games. I'm wondering what each of those dynamics sort of playing out at the same time was like for you, where, people are looking at you as this next big thing coming in, and then the team goes out and wins a bunch of games too. And both those sort of excitement kind of colliding.
Yeah, it's all very exciting. I mean, there's definitely a lot of pressure when the team's doing really well. There's definitely some pressure when you have to come into the program that's doing really well and have to prove yourself. But I feel like I've competed in one of the top leagues in high school, and I've been with the best competition at my level in high school. So coming up to a new program that's at that top level and at the top 10, top 5 in the country, I feel like it's going to be crazy, but I feel like I'm ready for that challenge.
And you might have just heard me asking Germie, I've been asking all your teammates here, just what's it like, when any of you guys who are highly recruited, highly ranked in high school and just really big deals, and you come into college and you kind of reset a little bit, right? You're sort of at the bottom of the totem pole in a lot of ways. What's that dynamic like of just sort of fitting in, at square one a little bit and resetting all that?
Yeah, it's very humbling. I mean, you come in and all the hype, you're like the top recruit or whatever, and all the charts and stuff, and you come up and you're kind of humbled here. You walk in and you still have to meet everybody. No one really knows who you are yet, but I feel like it's very humbling for me, and it gives me a ground base to kind of just go in and work and not have to worry about all the extracurricular stuff. I just have to go in and I don't really have to worry about the extra, like, just, I guess, I don't know how to word this, just like fan, like love and stuff like that, and all the social media and stuff like that. I just feel like I just come in and work. And I feel like that's good for me just to be able to compete and get better every single day.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Rico Cooney.
Hey, Katin, welcome to Michigan. Sorry we didn't have a better red carpet for you, but it's going to be, I guess, a white carpet with the snow. Hey, talk to me about the, I'm guessing by now you've gotten a playbook or gotten, part of the playbook. Talk about getting that and then what that was like and maybe that first night that you were going through the playbook.
Yeah, so I've gotten a couple installs already, just formations, plays, and stuff like that, defensive ID. So just going through that, I mean, I've gotten a binder and all the plays and stuff like that. So I've been taking my own time to do that, as well as meeting with the coaches, doing some extra work because I feel like I'm a little behind just with the others. Like Peyton had a really good year and he's already a year and 2 years in the program. So I feel like I need to catch up to him. So as far as that, I mean, I've been putting in that work today and also just going the weight room, and then stuff like that with plays and stuff like that in the playbook. I feel like I've been doing extra time and doing that. And today, I mean, we have 7-on-7 today and some extra routes and stuff like that. So I feel like just learning the plays and stuff like that is coming really easy to me. And I'm excited to keep going through that.
Just as a quick follow-up, did you have a whoa kind of moment? Like, whoa, look at, I mean, kind of where things hit you like, hey, okay, I'm here. And this is, what's expected of me and what's coming on me.
Definitely. I feel like the first workout on Friday we call it strain train, and it's stations and you have no breaks and you're thrown into the fire pretty much. And you don't really know what you're doing. You're kind of running around and you just got to kind of just do your work and you just kind of follow the guy around you. But that moment right there, I feel like, well, this is like college football. So this is my welcome to college football moment. But I mean, as far as football, like the plays, stuff like that, there's definitely a lot thrown at you. Especially like the first day out in the field with cleats on and stuff like that. I just feel like that aspect comes so fast. And I feel like I've been doing a really good job of just handling all that stuff and applying it to the field in the weight room.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Next question comes from Matt Wenzel.
Hey, Katin, obviously former teammates with Germie. I was wondering kind of your process, what took you from Liberty to California to St. John Bosco, and what was it like being in the unique position to, you're a high level recruit, but you're also splitting reps with another high level quarterback. It's kind of, just a different setup.
Yeah, my high school experience was pretty irregular, I would say. I was at Liberty with Germie. We played JV our freshman year. We destroyed it. And then, I mean, my sophomore year, I was going to the year. I thought I was doing really well. I was looking to be the starter, and then got that injury, stress fracture my elbow, my throwing arm. So that put me out about 6-7 weeks. By the time I got back, they already had a starter. They were doing really well. And then talking with the coaches, it wasn't look like I was going to play or compete for a spot the next couple of years. So I felt like I had enough talent and I knew how good I was going to be. So I needed to go to a different school that was going to give me that opportunity. As far as transferring in Las Vegas, rule is for transfer rule, you can't transfer. You can transfer, but you have to sit out an entire year. So that wasn't an option. With COVID starting up, my mom's work required her to be in California. So it kind of all just worked out for me to go look at a couple schools. I looked at a couple schools in San Diego, Los Angeles, even Northern California too. And it just landed on Bosco. And then just work. I knew Pierce was there, and just going in, I felt like I was able to compete, and I feel like I did everything I could to compete. And the way the coaches planned it out, it would be best for the team and the program to split quarterbacks. So, I mean, that was something I had to deal with, but I feel like overall, I mean, going to practice every day and going into games, I felt like it made me a better competitor knowing that I had to compete with a 4-star quarterback every single day. So, I mean, I'm thankful for him and thankful for the coach staff for allowing that, because I feel like that made me an overall better football player.
And then from, going from Boise, being committed there, and then Michigan State comes in, can you kind of walk us through the process of picking Michigan State and why you felt that was the program for you?
Yeah, my recruitment came really late. I mean, I didn't really start getting those big offers until later my junior year. And I was looking around just around the class, and I saw a lot of quarterbacks in my class already starting to pick up schools. So my mentality, I felt like I needed to pick up a school and commit to a school because I felt like I didn't want to miss the ball. So just looking at the schools I had, my top 3 was like Washington, Boise, and probably Oregon State. And just talking with the coaching staff at Boise, I felt good about it. I didn't go on a visit. I just did Zooms and stuff like that. But overall, it felt really good. So I committed there. I was committed there for a while. And then I got a couple more offers. I got Michigan State, I got Iowa. And then I was talking to Coach Johnson, Coach Tucker, and they wanted me to come out to a visit. Even though I was committed, I still felt like it was important for me to go out and go visit that, because I didn't take any college visits. I mean, I only had one official visit, and that was to Michigan State. So on my visit, I went up and they took me out in the field, and I tried on the uniform, and just talking with the coaches and meeting some of the players and walking around East Lansing, it kind of just sealed the deal for me that this was going to be my new home. So I made that decision. I called the coaches, and he committed here. And I'm so thankful for the decision, happy for the decision. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Paul.
Hey, Katin, I wanted to ask you about, being at Bosco. I think one of the things that stands out on some of the highlight film is the coverages that you guys faced. I mean, it looks like you guys are going up against college coverages all the time. What kind of advantage do you think that gives you going into a college program?
I feel like that is just playing in the Trinity League. There's high level competition. I mean, we play Mater Dei twice a year. So, I mean, their coverage not really that exotic. I mean, they line up a man, they have really good athletes. So, I mean, going against that is every year is pretty tough, pretty challenging, but I feel like going against those coverages, and even in practice every single day. I mean, Bosco, our secondary is one of the best in the country. I think that all of them have an offer in Michigan State. So, I mean, going against them every day in practice, it just makes me a better football player. And I'm excited to bring that knowledge and that work to Michigan State and be able to put that on the practice field.
And then as a follow-up, you've seen a lot of Germie Bernard. Can you kind of describe him as a player and his skill set and what he brings to the table?
He's definitely a game changer. I mean, just playing with him and just give him the rock, give him the ball in space. I feel like he can just make a play out of nothing. And as far as just matchups, I feel like if he's on the outside one-on-one, I feel like I'm going to take that matchup most of the time. I just feel like he's that good of a player and I have that much trust in him. So, I mean, just from speaking on that, I feel like he's already come out here, and we had 7 on today and he was already making plays on TVs and stuff like that. So just his impact just on the first couple of weeks is insane. And I can't wait to see him grow as a player.
Thank you.
Sir.
Our next question comes from Audrey.
Katin, welcome. I wanted to ask you about Mel Tucker, Coach Tucker, and how he always tells us that the quarterback has to be the most competitive player on the field on his team. And so wondering if he discussed some of that with you in your recruitment and just how you feel about that mindset in general when it comes to, his philosophy on the quarterback.
I feel like I always have that mentality that I have to go and compete. So, I mean, through high school and up into college, I feel like that mentality to compete I have to bring that mentality every single day, and just waking up, going to the weight room and going to practice, stuff like that. I feel like I'm always competing with somebody, whether it's in a run or a lift or even like a 7-on-7 or a routes on air. I feel like I'm always competing. So just having that mentality from Coach Tucker and providing that to me, I feel like we're kind of on the same page, basically just saying that I have to come in and work every single day to earn it. So I'm planning on earning it. So I'm excited.
Noticed too that you had a chance to go to the Breslin Center for the Michigan State game. You were there with Peyton Thorne. What's it like to I don't want to say hang out with him, but I mean to maybe learn from him a little bit, but just to experience stuff like that as well so early here at Michigan State?
Yeah, that was an awesome game. I mean, that was my first college basketball game, and especially with Michigan State fans, it just makes it so much better. That experience is spending time with him. I feel like he's done a really good job just kind of putting me under his wing, and I'm excited to learn from him. And that mentality when I first came in was just try to be a sponge and try to learn as much as I can. So having him there, coming off a really good season and just being able to learn from his is going to make me a better football player. So I'm excited.
Thank you. Yeah.
Next question comes from Phil, friend.
Hey, Katin, how you doing? You kind of alluded to this a couple minutes ago about, playing in a 2-quarterback system when you were in high school. Did you feel like that, I don't know, hurt might not be the word, but hurt your development at all? And, if not, what kind of positives could there be seen from, playing in a system like that while you're kind of, developing and trying to get recruited by colleges and everything like that?
There's good and bad things about that. I feel like the practice setting is really good because I feel like I'm able to compete every single day with a really high level quarterback. As far as games, there was definitely challenges during the season where we couldn't really, our offense as a whole couldn't really get into a tempo or rhythm because we were switching quarterbacks. And there was times where I felt like I had the hot hand and could play the rest of the game. And there was times where he had the hot hand and could play the rest of the game. So, I mean, those are just givens and it happens every single game. But I feel like it was good just to compete with him and just to make me a better player. But as far as like the rotating, I feel like I could have developed much more as a player if I got more reps in the game, for sure.
Yeah. Did you guys have a set rotation there at all, or did it vary from game to game, situation to situation?
It was kind of game to game. It was pretty much series, and then we would pretty much start the first game, whoever graded better the last week. So we were pretty even. I mean, it was just crazy how much, how even we were as far as grading and stuff like that. I mean, I really have respect for him because he's a really good player. So, I mean, he's at Louisville now, so congrats to him.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question comes from Steven Brooks.
Katin, what was it you committed in the summer? And that was obviously coming off a 2-5 season. So a lot of the things you were hearing, were sort of plans and hope for what this team could be. And then they go out and win 11 games. What was it like watching the season, as a commit, and specifically the offense, that we saw, I think, a lot more sort of development in this year as opposed to 2020. What was it like seeing what these guys did last year?
Yeah, that first year with Coach Tucker, I knew they kind of had a short end of the stick. They didn't really have their guys in the program. They lost a lot of guys to portal. They only played 5 games. So I kind of knew that they were struggling with that. But as far as watching this season, just seeing the team win game after game after game, beating really good teams, beating the school down the road, I feel like I just really can see the vision that Coach Tucker has for the program, and I can really see Michigan State contending for a national title. And I'm excited to be on the team that does that and be a part of the team and help that team get to that point. So I'm excited.
And then with Germie, when you get a call or a text or whatever, and he says, I'm open to something else, I mean, how quickly are you back on the phone with him? And then sort of what was your pitch to get him over here? He was just telling us that you played a big role in that. Yeah,
I was talking to him way before that too. I mean, he was committed to Washington, and there was rumors that his coach was going to leave, and that the coach was going to get fired too. So there was a bunch of rumors and stuff like that. So I kept in contact with him even before that too, and just checking up on him and seeing how he's doing. But when all those rumors started coming out, I was like, hey man, like if stuff goes bad and it doesn't work out there, I mean, Michigan State's going to have a home for you. I know Michigan State was going after Armani and stuff like that, but I felt like I was just talking with the coaches. I felt like I told him that Germie's my guy, and I told him that I wanted him here. And just speaking with Germie, if he felt really comfortable, I mean, once he decommitted, he didn't really have any other schools that were looking at him and stuff like that. So I felt like just being there for him, and not even just like trying to get him here, just trying to be a friend and stuff like that too. I feel like I really helped him in his process, and I'm so thankful he's here. So, yep.
And our final question comes from Colton.
Hey, Katin, good to see you, man.
What's up, Colton? How are you, man?
Pretty good. Just do you feel like everything you went through in high school, moving to a new area, splitting reps, facing tough competition, do you think that kind of prepared you as much as possible as you begin your career at this level?
Yeah, I feel like I dealt with a lot of adversity just really early on. I mean, some guys just get the easy path to start in 4 years going to college. I feel like I didn't really have that. I dealt with a lot of adversity through high school up until my last year. So I feel like going to that, I know how to deal with adversity. I know how to deal with hard times and struggles like that. So I feel like taking that into college, I feel like it'll make me a better player for sure.